let me get all set up here, guys. How is everybody doing? It's only Wednesday, right? Oh my God, I can't believe it's only Wednesday. It feels at least like Thursday. um, Anyways, welcome. My name is Sharon. I'm also known as the Accidental Art Maker. I'm sitting in this beautiful chair that used to be orange that I painted with DIY paint. And then tonight I'm going to decoupage it and hopefully get to doing a paint inlay on it as well. So, yeah, so I've been, for those of you who are new, um, give me a shout out and say, hey, I've never watched you before, Sharon. And just so I can reach out to you and say hi in the comments later. I may not be able to get to all the comments tonight. Hopefully I will. So, I've been upcycling furniture for over 10 years. I became an iron orchid design stockist about a year and a half ago. And then I became a DIY paint stockist, I think like back in October. And then just recently, when Lael from Made by Marley announced that she was going to be selling decoupage paper and was looking for a stockist, I stepped right up for that one because I've been following Lael from Made by Marley, I think at least over a year now, and I love her style. I love her color. I love the patterns. It just everything feels joyful, maybe a little bit mysterious. But I just love her art style. And so I became a decoupage stockist for her. And tomorrow she's having her second release. There's 13 new papers, one of which is called Moroccan Holiday, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you tonight on this chair. I'm going to decoupage a chair. Also inspired by Lael from Made by Marley. Okay, so as you're joining on, say hi. If you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay, let me know. We've got Shannon. Hello, Shannon. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, everything about Lael from Made by Marley, she's just amazing. Lots of fun too. Sometimes I can't understand her because her Scottish accent is so thick, but that's part of the joy. Because I know she's saying something really funny. All right, so let me show you guys. Oh, we got Amanda. Amanda, I hope you're feeling better. Oh, that reminds me. DIY paintbrushes are in port, Amanda, and if you order them pre-sale from me, I'm hoping to get them next week. And Amanda lives right practically across the street from me. I'll drive it over to her house. So those brushes are coming in. Very happy about that. Okay, now let's get onto this chair and decoupaging it. I kind of have a high level plan about what I want to do. I don't know. I haven't decoupaged a chair before. I haven't decoupaged pleather before. I haven't painted pleather before. But the paint went on pretty well. When I get off, you'll see this back cushion right here. It's like pretty solid. That's got 2 coats. Everything else just has 1 coat because I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it, but I knew I wanted this one to be solid for us to start. All right, let me show you guys. I'm going to add something to the stream here. This is very funny. I was being silly. This is a reel from the other night. That's what the chair looked like before I got my hands on it. It's this orange scratched up chair, and it's it I got it from Buy Nothing. So if you don't know about Buy Nothing is your community hyper focused place to find things and give things away on Facebook. So I put out a call on Buy Nothing, and I said, "Hey, I'm in search of an old upholstered chair." And within 10 minutes, someone was offering me this orange pleather chair. Thank you very much, stranger. I don't even know who they are. They just left it outside the garage. I went there with my kids and picked it up. So Buy Nothing is a great place for you to go to when you want to like try stuff out and experiment that you're not too attached to. And if it doesn't go so well, you don't like it, you know what? you could probably put it back on Buy Nothing and somebody else will come and take it from you because they will love it. All right, so that's one video. Let me show you this other one. This is just a fast forward of me painting it right here. This is a reel I put on Instagram, and it's tarnished pearl is that color right there. That's the second coat. That's this right here behind me. And yeah, so I think we're ready to go. Now, let me show you guys. I'm going to move this off my lap, and I'm going to show you guys what I've set up so far. So, like I mentioned, I've got decoupage paper. Goes on sale tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. There's 13 new paper sets. In each set, there's 3 sheets of paper, and it's called the A3 size. I'm not sure, but this is Moroccan Holiday right here. It's got these big, lovely lemon/oranges in the middle there, and then you get these 2 other sheets that come with it. Now you may be asking yourself, why are those ripped up? Well, when you're working with decoupage paper, sometimes you want kind of a more organic feel. If you leave a hard edge like this right here, it's very clear on your decoupage where the paper ends and where your artwork starts. So it's very simple to rip along the side here. I'm going to do a quick demo for you here. Let's see. Let me turn it around this way. So my white edge is right here. You can tell I'm already really enjoying this chair, probably a little bit too much. I really hope it turns out okay. All right, so I've got this white edge right here. You see it? And I have my paintbrush. It has water on it. I'm dipping it in just to get a little bit more water. And I'm simply painting along that white border there. This makes it really easy to rip, and it won't venture too far in to the pretty colors, which we don't want it to do, right? We want to try and maintain as much as possible. Now, if I wanted to come in here and like cut around these shapes right here, I would do that with water too. I would just simply paint along here and rip along there. But I think tonight that what I'm going to be doing is leaving the sheets pretty much intact. So here I am ripping it right here. I'm going to leave the sheets intact, and I'm going to decoupage them onto the chair. And I think I know how I want to do it. But, once you get going, these things change and your mind changes and you start experimenting. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And you're along for that journey tonight. I probably won't be getting this done in time, like in the next hour. Obviously, I can't do the whole chair, but I'm going to get as far as I can. All right, so let me turn the camera down just a little bit here. So, you know what I'm going to do? There, I'll bring this down here, bring you down here. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So this sheet right here, I'm thinking about just leaving it here, and it's matching one on the other side like this. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then this I'm putting back here on the end. And I was fooling around with this earlier. I was trying to figure out which way to go. I have from IOD Moroccan paint inlay. And if you don't know what a paint inlay is, it's super, super fun and easy to do. It's a little bit, it's kind of a little bit like decoupage, like the first time when you try decoupage and you're like, what am I doing here with this? So IOD has an inlay called Morocco. And I was like, I wonder if they go together. Guess what? They do. And I'm going to hopefully demonstrate this to you tonight as well. But this is 8 12 by 16 sheets. And the pattern looks like this. So these complement each other super well. And I may end up actually like ripping some of the Moroccan and putting it in patchy places. Or I was contemplating, like you've got that border there, but this center part could look really cool coming up along the side here. I don't know. We're gonna like explore and see what happens. So hold on tight for this fun and fascinating ride that we're gonna have together. All right, now paint colors. How do you choose paint colors? I'm very fortunate since I'm a stockist for DIY. I have a lot of paint colors. And what I did was I loved this burst of color up in here, the orange and the yellow. I did a lot of orange in my last project, so I'm a little tired of orange, but I've got this beautiful yellow here. So you can kind of, when the DIY paint dries, it dries, and then you put a top coat on, and the color becomes like deeper and richer. Ugh, I can't talk tonight. This color is mermaid's tail, and that goes perfectly with the colors in here. And then I've got, I think this is old 57. So this is like a lighter blue I can blend in there. There's some pretty green in there. I didn't bring any green in. I did bring some light pink because there's some really pretty light pink effects in here. It's hard to tell, but it's up against the light blue. Down in here, there's some pretty pinks. So I brought some pink in here too. These are the 4 colors that I'm starting with. And I mean, who knows where we'll end up by the end of the night. Okay, I am going to start with this back area back here. And I do have some tape. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to be using Mod Podge. Normally when I decoupage, I'm using like DIY Big Top or liquid patina. But since this is a chair and people are hopefully will be sitting in it, I'm going to go for something a little bit more sturdy because it's going to be handled a lot. So I'm taping this here, one, because I kind of want to get a look to see what it looks like. And let me hold this up so you guys can see the camera here. You can kind of see, this might go better in the middle instead of towards the end. And then have that there like that or horizontal. I'm thinking horizontal. Let's see here. Yeah, so what I can do here is I can extend out this fruit right here, and I can use some of the Morocco paint inlay around the outer areas and blend those together. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I like it more horizontal. And now it's kind of like, do I want to go? Yeah, kind of like it just right in the middle. And then, yeah, like this. Okay, so now I have it in the middle. And I've got my paintbrushes back here and some water. And what I like to do is just to do a little bit of a color outline around here. I want to try to keep my, for now, I want to keep my Mod Podge, when I lay it down, I want to keep it inside this frame for right now because I haven't worked with Mod Podge and DIY paint. And I want to be able to blend my paint later on. And I'm fairly certain that the Mod Podge will stop that from happening. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in here with my yellow. I'm just getting paint crumbs all over the place. I'm going to come in here with my yellow. And I'm just going to kind of go like just a outline. Don't be shocked and horrified because this will all be blended by the time I'm done with this. I just know that I want to get my Mod Podge inside these lines right here. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to do these right here too. This should be interesting with the seam. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that seam. I might start this over here. Yeah, start this over here and have it go over the seam, and we'll see if that works or not. Don't know. And then I'm going to come over here, across in front of the camera. Excuse me. And I'll pull this up a little bit. I just want this to match over there. Get this out of the way. All right, take a little bit of yellow here. And it's about like that. I eyeball a lot of things. I don't like to measure. All right, so I know I need Mod Podge like in this area right here. This is already falling down. That's fine. Let's get our Mod Podge. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm going to put you right there. I put the lid on because I've discovered the hard way that paint knocks over, or sometimes you sit in it, or sometimes the dog comes running in the room and kicks it over. And we don't want that. All right, taking a little sip of wine right here. Yeah, so this background right here, this is 2 coats of tarnished pearl. I got great coverage. I could almost leave the chair white if I wanted to. It would look really cool, but I'm not going to. All right, got my paintbrush. I've got my Mod Podge right here. I haven't used it for a while. Yes, I can open it. Woohoo! All right. I am a messy artist, and I am okay with that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just laying Mod Podge inside this square right here, and then I'm going to lay my decoupage paper up on top. My kids were watching me paint this chair, and they're like, what is she doing now? They've seen me paint all kinds of things, but not like a leather pleather chair. And it's not real leather. Whoops. The paint also, like this chair has like lots of scratches and puncture holes on it. And the paint did really good with that. Let's see, this is pretty interesting. The Mod Podge tarnished pearl. It's looking like tarnished pearl color with the Mod Podge on top of it. Mod Podge. Someone's gonna remind me of that. Mod Podge, not Mod Podge. All right, let's get this on here. Okay. Also, I should warn you all, right now I have the house to myself, but at some moment, my son is going to come running in the door and the dogs will bark and go crazy in the background. All right, so there's my Mod Podge. And we're just going to take the sheet and we're going to lay it down on top of the wet Mod Podge. Whoops. Okay, tape out of the way here. Cut it this way. So you see there's like this big crease in the middle, and I'm probably going to get some bubbles in here too. I have learned about the magic of a heat gun, and it takes those right out. And there we go. Layer 1 of decoupage. I'm going to let this dry. And I can already see where like these blue lines with my blue paint. Imagine if I take a paintbrush and I like make mirror images on both sides. And I got my orange coming around here. Look how nicely this color is matching this in here. That will be a simple little round circle right there. All right. So we're going to let this dry. That corner needs a little bit more Mod Podge. There we go. Tuck that down. Now I'm going to do the sides here. And then while that's drying, I'm going to demonstrate how to do an IOD paint inlay. At least I think I will. I think we'll have time while this is drying right here. And I'm going to probably start painting around it too. All right, let's get some Mod Podge on this right here. So the coverage here of the paint was only one coat. I knew I would be painting a lot more on this chair. I didn't feel it was necessary to have more than one coat of paint. Plus, I was just curious, like, is this even going to work? Will the paint stick to pleather? And yes, it does. All right. Let's get this here. You can kind of see the orange coming up through it, huh? All right. Some more Mod Podge over here. All right. Now we're going to go for this sheet right here. And I'm going to start, see if I can bring that closer. Bring you guys out a little bit closer here. Okay. I'm going to start right here along this chair seam. I'm just gently smoothing it down. Hopefully this curve won't be too much of a problem. But you can see it may be, but I'm not going to stress about it. All right, let's try it like this. Yeah, I haven't done decoupage around a curve before. All right. It's going to be a little bit, I'm not sure what to do about this piece back here that's sticking out. So I'm just going to smush it down. I'm going to see what happens. Worst case scenario, there's a few wrinkles in it, but I'm really not stressing about it. All right, so we got that. Now I'm going to move the camera over here. All right, I believe the dogs are about to bark, so excuse me in advance. Let's come over here. Hello. Hello. Just so you know, I'm doing a live. Yep. All right. Missing some Mod Podge. All right, just kind of pushing it down. Let's see here. Okay, that is super pretty. Dog, do not come in here. Okay, be right back. I need to move this blockade. No. You stay out there, mister. There we go. Dog be gone. Okay. All right, so now we've got our chair, the 3 main decoupage components on it. I want this to dry a bit before I put a coat of decoupage on top of it. And I want to set us up so that we can see what a paint inlay looks like while we're waiting for that. And I think, get rid of this Mod Podge before I knock it over. So the way that the paint inlay works is you put a coat of fresh paint down, you put the inlay on top, you squirt it with water, you dab the water off, and you let it dry. And then when it dries, the inlay peels off and it leaves an actual coat of paint on top of the paint that you started. So it's pretty cool. All right. The question is, where do they want? I got 8 sheets of this. You can see it goes really well with the Moroccan holiday. And we could do something like that. Could do something down along the side here. Like I could take and border off, do something like that. It could be very just straightforward and put it on the chair like that. Let's see here. I know I want to paint up here. Like I want to use my blues and come in here and extend that line. So I'm not going to touch the top right now. But you know what I could also do? It's down along the front like this. Okay. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut the inlay. I'm going to cut the border off the sides. I could also rip it, but I'm not going to because I know that I'm going to be manipulating the paint after the paint inlay goes on. And I want to use the orange color, the orange yellow color on this right here too, and see what that looks like underneath this. I bet it's going to look fantastic. All right, so I'm just cutting this right here. Sounds like it's ripping. Move. Get the camera a little bit lower. Okay. You guys can see that okay. All right, I'm gonna grab my brush. And I had my, there it is, nice Mister bottle right here. Got some towels back there. I got my pretty yellow paint right here. All right. It's called Queen Bee. Like a very pretty golden color. And I'm just painting within the boundaries here. The inlay should only stick to where I have wet paint. Okay. Got that. And then I'm just going to go right down the middle here. There'll be some that won't, parts of it that won't be touching the paint, which is totally fine. These are reusable. You can get, I've gotten up to like 5 uses out of them. They fade. They fade as you use them after each time. And it looks pretty depending on what kind of look you're going for. Okay, so I got this right here. And now watch. It's my water mister. And I'm just coming in here. Don't want it too wet. What I'm doing is I'm activating the paint on the paint inlay. And it's going to say, we want to go to the yellow paint. Here we go. We let that dry. All right. We'll give that a few minutes to dry and we'll come back. While I've got my yellow paint out, I want to come over to that over there. Let me get the camera back up. I'll move it a little bit closer. Okay. All right, so I'm really curious to see how I can extend that circle right there. So I'm not like a fine artist or anything like that, but I'm also not scared to experiment. All right, so this is going to kind of like come down here. Let's see here. I got that corner down there, but I can cover that up with something else. Okay. Can already see blending a little bit with the Mod Podge. I want this to come around like that. Like I said, I'll be covering that up right there. And do you see how we got these little circles in here with orange and yellow in them and down here. And then I've got some of the same colors coming in through here. So I think this is going to be a really dominant color through the art piece here. And I'm using a lot of dry flakes right there. It's not a big deal. I'm going to clean my brush because now what I'm dying to do is come in here with this color. Gosh, you know what? I'm thinking I need to paint this back here and then paint the blue on top of it. Or I paint the light. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint with the lighter color first. I'm just going to kind of do a big area back here. Okay. And let me get another brush. I think that's part of the fun with art is you get inspired and it's kind of sometimes hard to put into words. All right. So look at this blue. I got some of my some of this is sticking up a little bit here, and I will come in and take care of that later in just a little bit. But now I can come in here and I can make this more round like I'm dying to do. There we go. Look, I got my circle. I also like already, it might be hard to tell, but how the this blue is blending with the yellow right here. That will be some neat patterns also. So put this in here. If you're just joining us, welcome. My name is Sharon. Let us know where you're joining from. I'm painting a pleather chair and decoupaging it. And I got a paint inlay going on tonight. So lots of stuff going on. This is drying nicely. I'm going to come back in and I might do a coat of Mod Podge on top of it before we're over. But right now, this paint dries really quick, which is awesome. It's going to be like my background color, and I'll be extending patterns from the decoupage paper out onto the chair. Especially excited about these. I forget what they're called. They're like church. They're like, you see them in church doorways, or like doorway jams. There's a specific name for it. I have it in the product description that you guys can see tomorrow, but it is not coming to my memory right now. All right. That is a very pretty color. I like the idea of doing like a Morocco pattern across the room up here too. So I'm putting this color Old 57 on top of the white. It's drying really fast. Totally fine with that. You can see where I had some fun with the yellow and the peeking out there. I'm gonna paint this top part up here too. Get in that seam. Down here. Come down here a little bit. We got Carla. Hey, Carla. Thank you. Carla is joining from South Georgia. I have been through South Georgia on the way to Florida. I grew up in Virginia, and we would drive from Virginia down to like Nag's Head, North Carolina. And one time we drove all the way to Disney World. Okay, got this blue. I love this blue. Kind of, that's still a little bit sticky, so I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and then I can kind of see here where I need a little bit more of a curve right there. And then, you know, I'm gonna have some wrinkles here to deal with, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm gonna paint this blue right here. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna paint this blue. Okay, watch this. The border that I cut off from the IOD paint inlay, I'm going to get it right down here along the bottom. Like that. This I just need a little bit. Didn't need the whole thing. Cut that. Carla, have you seen here what you will seal the paint with? Well, I was talking about that earlier, Carla. What? I'm definitely sealing the decoupage paper with Mod Podge because this is a chair and people are going to be sitting in it, hopefully. And I want the chair to be able to take a beating. Coming over here to get my water. But where places where that there's paint, so the inlays, so I'm activating the paint on this inlay right here. The inlays are paint, and they need to be sealed at first with like a spray. So I could take Mod Podge and water, like 50-50, shake it up and squirt it, and hope that I don't lose my, hope it doesn't clog the squirter before I'm done with it. And then I would go back in and I probably will use liquid patina on top of the painted portion. And then I'm going to test it. I'm going to test it to see if it can hold weight. The other option could also be wax, and you let the wax cure for a few weeks before you let somebody sit in the chair. So that's another option right there as well. So I'm curious to see how that turns out. All right, so now I got that border going along the bottom. I really like that. And I'm wondering where else can I put this border where it will look really cool. Like coming up along here. That could look really neat. So this part of the chair, this cushion right here is removable, and that's removable there too. Could also look cool down here on this. Or I could take a full sheet of Morocco. Let's see what that would look like. Okay. All right, I gotta stay a little bit calmer here. This could look really cool right here too, but then I got a lot of space. I might try that. Okay, so I'm gonna take the pink here, move the paint to the ground, just for fun and giggles. Also, when I open up my paint can on this chair, a bunch of dry paint came off. And if it gets wet, it actually will reactivate and turn back into paint. And I'm not really wanting that right now. Okay, so now I got my light blue paint here. The seat could actually look really pretty in the yellow. I mean, it'd be really contrasty. Let's see here. So I'm like, I think this might take 2 sheets. I see Amanda has written something, and I bet it's a very super smart suggestion. Let's see what she says. Looking forward to seeing how the UI paint and decoupage. Oh yeah, they look great together. Did you see my Una in the lion table? It's so pretty. You're painting your peeling bonded leather chair. Okay, so we'll see how that turns out. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm thinking having 2 paint inlays like this, like how I have it, is just way too much. Way too much. But again, if I cut the borders and I can cut up these little, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to cut these off right here. We know we can use them someplace else for sure. And cut this side. Usually I'd be a little bit more precise, but since I'm on a live, I am trying to get to where I'm going faster. All right. I don't like that so close. And just caught a big finger. That could be cool like that. Sci-fi. I don't know. Let's see here. Bear with me, please. Okay. All right, I'm gonna kind of be a little bit, put a little bit of caution to the wind here. I know, crazy, right? All right, let's get this here. I'm gonna, I think that could look really pretty, and I can paint. I could actually do this. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Come back in here. This paint's still, I'm just activating it a little bit with my sprayer because it was beginning to dry up a little bit. I'm just gonna reactivate it so I can put the inlay on it. Like this, like this. Because I'm still planning on painting a lot up here, but just having some of these patterns in the background I think will look really cool. All right, and I got a pattern here. All right, I'll come in here. I guess I should be doing this in front of the camera, huh? Over the summer, I got obsessed with this inlay, and I can feel it's taking its hold on me again. Like I said, I'm doing this a little bit messier than I usually would do because I really wanted to make some progress on our thing here. So I don't want to do that, but that would look really cool up there and go around the side, over the top. Okay, that's what we're going to do. All right, here we go. All right, and then take a little bit of water to activate that paint inlay. You can see some water running down here. No worries. And I want to make sure these golden edges right here are taking, you can see a little bit down here where I messed with water. Here we go, right there. Here you go. A little bit up here. All right, that's gonna dry. And I'm gonna go to the other side and do it over there. And then hopefully some of this paint will have dried, and I'm gonna start, I'm starting with these blue lines right here, which I am totally obsessed with, and I'm going to extend them out. So let's see, let's get there. Now, we don't have to be all matchy-matchy. I don't need the other side looking exactly like this. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't. So let's look over there. And I'm going to come around the camera. Oops, that was my water. Okay. All right. Let me cut this out. Yeah, just to set everybody's expectations. Like, I'll probably be working on this for off and on for like another week before I get it done. So please be sure to come back and find the final image of what this looks like. All right. I'm going to cut you right there. And you're going to go over here. Water bottle. I managed not to get any paint on my jeans when I did that. I am very proud of myself. Okay. And, okay. Now I'm going to try and do a little bit of color blending. I got my yellow here, and you guys are going to think I'm really crazy. I'm actually just going to pour it right on top like that. And my brush still has the blue paint on it, which is fine, because I really want to see what happens when I blend these two colors together. And I'm going to add a little bit of water in here and reactivate the blue. Theoretically. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to come here. It sounds like an olive color. Okay. And, oh, you guys can't see. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second here. I need a new tripod. Okay. Can you see? Almost see that. All right. All right. So that's what I was painting off camera. All right, now I'm coming in here and I'm going to add this around the border here. I've got a few of them. And I'm going to kind of do this alternating pattern like this. This needs a little bit more paint. Right there. Make sure I'm putting it down the right way. Okay. It's going to be super duper pretty. I can tell already. Now I'm just making a mess on the chair, but that's okay. Okay. All right. And then now I'm looking at that yellow olive-ish like color. I'm really curious to see. No, I'm not going to do that. All right. But what am I going to do? I think come in here and let's see. Now, if you watch Lil, she has so many colors going all the time. I'm going to come in here, just pull some of that paint that. Okay, let me get in there. Just some light brushing in here. I'll leave that blue over there. And I'm going to, that inlay is almost ready to go. I think I'm going to paint the seat cushion actually. I think yellow might be too much. The pink would be too little. The dark color could look totally awesome on the bottom. So I'm going to get that dark blue, mermaid's tail, and paint the bottom that dark color. Thank you for sticking around and listening to my ramblings. All right, I've got a brush. I've got my dark blue paint. Let me put a lid on this. That yellowish, olivish color is beginning to remind me of like the 70s, which is not the look I'm going for. So I'm trying not to get too worked up about that because I know I'm going to be coming back in and I can add some dark blue back over it and stuff like that. But I am going to be stuck with it underneath the paint inlays here. I think it'll turn out and look okay, but because that's a little bit down the road. So we'll see what happens. All right, so here I've got my mermaid's tail. Beautiful color. I have not used this color before. Has anybody out there used this color before? Mermaid's tail. Let's see here. What does it mean to say? I've seen Debbie paint a chair too, so this gives me some hope. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen her paint a velour sofa. That was like my very first ever video of Debbie from DIY Paint, was she was painting a velour sofa. And I was like, this woman's crazy. And she was telling us awesome story, of course. And it was just a fantastic introduction to her. Isn't this a great blue? Do you see how it's going with the colors I have in there? And this is the blue that I want to use to pull out from this up here and do some patterns or something. I was looking at my Bohemian stamp. There's lots of cute patterns there too, but I use that stamp so much. I actually went and I opened up a new one because my old stamp was just like, it was pretty old. It was pretty well loved. I needed to be retired. All right. I do love this blue. All right, I have to do it. I have to try. I have to see what this looks like. I'm not going to put it in the yellow just yet because I want to finish painting this. All right, and there's purple in here too. I can also pull out. All right, let's keep going. I keep getting distracted. I should have wet this brush first with water, but I didn't. But what I can do, I do have some water over here. Just dip it in there a little bit. Okay, I'm a little bit off camera here. Let's pull it back so you guys can see this. Now, you know what's going to look pretty on this color is that really light pink. And let's see here. Let me lower the camera a little bit here. All right. So we got this in the yellow over here. This is still drying. I know I want to do this here. I got some more. Let's see what that looks like. I love this color. This is my new favorite color. This definitely is one of the more unusual things that I've painted furniture-wise. I love this color. All right, I'm going to, I think I'm just going to put it right down the middle. All right, I'm going to start here, kind of where the chair disappears, chair seat. And I'm going to do that. Wrong way almost. That's all right. That's going to wrap around the side there. It's going to need a little bit of paint. Excuse my back for 1 second. Okay. And then I take my handy dandy mister. That's going to look really pretty. Gosh, maybe the bottom seat doesn't really need too much. Maybe it's like, I leave this maybe this blue, maybe some other little colors, like you can see a little bit of the yellow here, so that the main focus is this part back here. I don't know. All right. This is the part I love, where your brain just starts to race with ideas, and everything that you thought you're going to do, you don't do. At least that's how I roll when it comes to art. But I think this is going to be super duper pretty. I'm very excited over here. All right. Now I got my blue here. I'm really curious to take this off. I'm going to do like a quick little, I think we can take it off. All right. We're going to take that off. Let's get you guys a little bit closer here, so you could see if you haven't used inlay before. Hopefully this will be a fun first time for you. Okay, so this inlay has been drying here, and I probably could dry it a little bit more, but because I'm being really impatient and I want to show this off to you guys here, I'm going to take a chance and hope it works. All right, so I got my mister. I can see here where it's probably could use a little bit more time, but like I said, we don't have time. I'm not sure I understand either. Sorry. All right, take my rag. Okay, so you mind your own business now.
I'm not sure I understand.
I think we all see that. Okay. All right, and give this a moment. All right, fingers crossed. Here we go. Watch this, people. This is the magic. What do you think? Doesn't that look awesome? Okay. Can you tell I'm happy? All right. So now I got my inlay sheet here, and I'm going to lay it down on the piece of paper it came with. I'll show you guys. I'm laying it down flat to let it dry because I can use it again. You can kind of see where the yellow is right there from where it was on the chair, and places where it didn't touch any paint. So that could look super cool along the side here of the chair. We'll see. Let's keep working with it. But for now, I'm just tucking it out of the way. But I love that. Like that is just super, super cool. I think I'm going to paint this bottom part yellow down here. This will be yellow, and then this will be yellow, and then of course the other on the other side over there, that will be yellow with this pattern on it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. How are we doing on time? Excuse my butt. All right, we're a little bit over an hour. Okay. I am going to paint this here yellow, and then I'm going to go on, this feels like it needs to dry here. I think actually I can put some Mod Podge on top of that. All right, let's paint this yellow down here. And let me show you, see how this lifts up. Okay. Let's see, yellow paint. I just want to make sure I get this top part right here so I don't have any white peeking through. I'm also thinking about taking another one of the Moroccan holiday decoupages for the bottom down here too. Could look really cool. But I will let that thought simmer before I go anywhere with it. What do you think? Yellow and then blue? Is it going to be too much? It would be too. So if I have this up here, I have that yellow, and then the blue, I'm going to make it yellow. I think keep it all yellow. All right, thanks for bearing with me here. Okay. The chair has any kind of, I don't know, personality, or sometimes I feel like when I'm working on a piece of furniture, like it's like it has like karma or energy or something still kind of like attached to it or around it, or an aura or something. I know it sounds really hokey, but like sometimes it's like I think the furniture wants me to do this to it, but I think this chair thought it had its heyday as an orange pleather chair, but little did it know. All right, well, let's look up here. All right, so we got a lot going on here. I want to take the other inlays off and then get a coat of Mod Podge on it, and then we'll see where we're at. I think we'll probably be stopping about then, just to kind of let things settle and dry and let my brain kind of take a little bit of a break from getting too worked up and too excited. But all the colors in the decoupage. Yeah, I really want to look at this back row here, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not too happy about that color up there, and I can change that, but I'm really curious to see how the yellow looks underneath it. So let's get you guys in a little bit closer to the chair. Okay, just want to make sure I get paint out of the way so I don't step in it. I think, yeah, I can put Mod Podge on this before we go for the night. All right, let's do that while this dries a little bit more. All right, we're going to do that. right. I need a brush for the Mod Podge. Let's see what I got here. Okay. Man, I feel like I'm having a hot flash. All of a sudden I got really warm. All right. I know it has nothing to do with being all excited for this. Let's see if we can get a better light on this over here. There we go. Yes. All right. Let's get the Mod Podge. Excuse my back side again. So I'm going to put a coat on top. I'm going to let it dry overnight. And then I'll probably come in with a heat gun where there's little bubbles just to shrink it, because when it shrinks, I'm going to be doing probably some kind of line work in here. I don't want it to shrink so much. I want to know what I'm painting and what I want to know what I'm painting. Like, I don't want to paint this here tonight and then have everything kind of shift and move as it dries and have it a little bit off alignment. I might be worried about nothing, but well, that's how I want to approach it. All right, so big thick coat of Mod Podge on top of this. I do see wrinkles. Like I said, don't worry about wrinkles. You get a hot gun and hit it with that hot gun and it will be just fine. And like I said, I am putting on a thick coat of the Mod Podge because hopefully someone will be sitting in this and I don't want anything to come off. I may consult. I know Lael has a video where she did with Una the Lion. I might go back and just look at that one more time to see what order she did things in for her chair. All right. Well, it certainly looks very different than the white chair I started off with an hour ago. All right. Get in there. I'm going to get these sides right here. Now that's interesting. This feels very different to paint than that up there. Not really sure why. Definitely major wrinkles here. That may be harder to get out. But again, not going to worry about it. This chair is going to be so busy that it will be, you'd have to be very familiar with this chair before you see its wrinkles. I don't know. Do you think people would sit in this chair? I would think they would. Yeah. I'm going to definitely be taking the heat gun to this in the morning. And the sides here, I might have to come in and cut a little bit. We'll see. You can see here where the Mod Podge is gathering up on the wrinkles. It will dry clear, so I'm not worried about that, but it will be okay. All right, let's come over here on this side. Get this arm, and then we're going to take the inlays off, at least on the light blue side, part of the paint, and then we will call it a night. The next thing I want to do is there's one of the new papers is called a Gallery Wall. Super duper beautiful. And I want to make a gallery wall with it. And I have some ideas for that too for a live, but I think like right now I can handle about 1 live a week with my schedule and all the stuff going on. All right, that's super, like that's not even like a wrinkle, that's a fold. So like I might come in and just snip that with some scissors and paint over it. All right, we got this almost done here. I like the light blue color and the dark blue color together for sure. And I'm a little bit off camera here, sorry for that, but I'm almost done. All right. Okay, so go with this. I need the Mod Podge top. We're almost done, people. Bear with me a few more minutes so we can go in all over the paint inlay. Okay, where's my mister? It's over there. It's still pretty wet. That will work. That might work. All right, let's just see what happens. Go find my stuff. All right, let's do this one first. Just gonna let that get a little bit moist. And spray this one up here. I'll bring the camera in closer when I'm done so you guys can get a closer look of the paint inlays. Oh, maybe the yellow will look good. Okay. Scooch over here. Let me get these right here. I'm super excited to see what these look like. I think it's Lael that says the furniture goes, oh, no, I think it's Debbie. She says the furniture goes, like you go through like an ugly stage. I don't think this is ugly, but it is definitely not like anywhere close where I was hoping to get to. Now this is cool. Like I'm getting some streaks across this. I'm not sure if I like it. That's from the water going down. I'm just gonna wipe it back a little bit here. But the streaks did look kind of cool. I could come in with like some pigment and I could do drips of pigment. That could also look really cool. All right, let's come over here. We're gonna look at, we're gonna do this one first, right over here. All right, oops. All right, it looks really good. Let me put it down right there. Let's get this one. Awesome. So if you're new to inlays, what I'm doing here is I'm peeling off the inlay and it's leaving the paint behind, and I'll zoom in just a moment to show you guys better details, but this is looking really good. I'm even beginning to like the color again. All right, let me go put these down because I can use them again. Any art supplies that you can use again, because these are like, I don't know, like they're like 45 and there's 8 sheets, so it's kind of like getting 24 uses. So I do not want to throw these away. All right, let's get this in close right here. Trying not to lose my pad over there. All right, let's come up here. All right, leave that there for now. Then I'm gonna come in here, get this last one. All right, ready? Pretty. I'm gonna set the camera down there so you guys can take a look at it while I do. That's just my laptop. It looks like we lost connection. Let me see here. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I'm totally fine. It's just my my laptop had a pretty soft landing. Let's see here. Offline. Oh gosh, my camera was unplugged. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, say so. Oh, Rana, thank you. You can hear me. Okay, click the camera button to turn it back on when you're ready. Okay. Oh, is it going to work? Yay, it's working. Yeah, so I was moving the other camera around so much it pulled my laptop off. So it's totally fine, which is good. That is the Morocco paint inlay along the outside here. In the middle there is the Moroccan holiday decoupage coming out tomorrow from Made by Marley. And also here on the chair arms as well. And I still have an inlay down there on the bottom to peel off. I'll probably do a few more inlays, but it's looking really pretty. Pull it back a little bit so you guys can see. Yeah. So it's very colorful. I'm going to leave the top. Pretty sure I'm going to leave the top of the seat here, just the solid blue. You can see I use the Moroccan inlay here along the side of that. So I need to do that to the other side over there too. And then I'm going to be taking elements from the decoupage paper and I'm going to be bringing them outside. So like the blue lines, some of the maybe orange circles and things like that. So still some more work to do. Oh gosh, did I do it again? I think it's time to call it a night. My hair is a little messy. Oh well, what are you gonna do? It's Wednesday. All right, so thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions, let me know. Just leave them in the comments or hit me up. I'm Sharon from Accidental Art Maker. You can go to accidentalartmaker.com and find all the supplies that I used tonight, except for the paintbrushes, on my site for sale. So anyways, it's going to be super pretty. It's going to be a very happy chair when I'm done with it. So, all right, guys, have a great evening. And you can always find me on Facebook or on Instagram. I will talk to you guys later. Bye, Rana. Bye, Amanda. Bye, Carla. Going to end the broadcast correctly.